Bartle, second straight segment. Not ready.
Eating my pizza.
Not ready. Ryan Holt, Kevin Bartle. Man in our middle here. Condors Unleashed. Condors head coach Troy Mann. Coach, how you doing? How are you doing?
Great to see you.
Oh, he's trying to fight. He's going right to the haircut.
Goes right to the hair.
Right to the haircut.
That's how you nail it. He knows you.
He's fitting right in up in Alaska with the comb over. He comes back to Bakersfield, gets it all tuned up, eh?
Hey, Patrick LaForge is in town. I'm no dummy.
He's actually going to lead the Memorial Cup to come to Baco? Is that a fact?
That's what's happening. Saturday, they're going to be in town.
Good for him.
Hopefully not earlier. I mean, hopefully they get to see everything.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to him. I got a new haircut, too.
The old owner's coming. The new owners are coming.
Yeah, we got a pretty big
circus.
guest list.
It's a big weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, he just said perfect. It's a circus, and that's only the human interaction.
No,
We've got the cat. We've got the bird.
birds. We got vultures.
Parrot. I mean,
We got cats.
any other things you want to bust out? No?
No, nothing.
Cats, dogs.
Fireworks.
We got fireworks. Yep. We'll let the cat out of that bag. Literally.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Fireworks,
That's what's
whatever.
talking
Yeah,
about
everything. All sorts of fun. We got, what am I missing? I'm missing something. Oh, $5 margaritas, booze. Yeah, come on out. Friday, Saturday, 7 o'clock, Sunday, 6 o'clock. Tickets are on sale. Head over to the box office when you get done watching this great program.
Hey, we're fired up. Are you fired up?
Well, someone's got to stay even keel. So it's the
you're
coach's
that guy.
job to kind of calm things down.
Because when I think even keel, I think Troy Mann.
Well, there we go. There we go. Except when there's a turnover somewhere.
Right, exactly.
No turnovers in these highlights. But, Coach, I mean, you know, we go up to Anchorage, and you don't want to talk, we just want to split. You know, let's go up there and get a split, guys. But when you do get the split afterwards and you come back, and especially the way in which this Condors team came back to win that hockey game on Saturday, a split all in all probably deserve it on both ends.
Yeah, I mean, I think both hockey games could have went either direction for both teams. You know, we could have left there 0-2, and we could have left there 2-0. So to come back with the split, you got to be happy with it. Certainly not happy with, blowing leads in the third, which we have not done a ton of this year. But, we're finding ways to win. We're battling back to win hockey games. We're giving up a lead and then still, having the mental fortitude to come back and refocus, reset, so to speak, and get whether it's the G-dub or get it, to overtime.
What do you attribute, you mentioned this team hasn't given up a lot of third period leads this season. What do you attribute to the blown leads, if you will, this weekend?
Well, I thought the third period was going exactly how we wanted it to go. Alaska's, let's give them some credit here. They're a pretty good hockey team, and they got some skill, and you can't let down for one shift because the next thing you know, one chance could go in the back of the net. So I thought we were playing an excellent third period, and overall, that 60-plus, 63-minute hockey game was one of the best games we played all year once I broke it down the other night. So we were able to get the win. Certainly don't want to, have a lead with 6 minutes left and give it up. But the guys are resilient, and we have the belief system, and we've talked about that all playoff long. You have to have the belief system, regardless of the score, to have the ability to win the hockey game. And I think the overtime, we reset in the locker room, and we've been through it before, and we're able to get that, the all-important goal that I think was probably the biggest win of the season for us, for sure.
And again, getting the first goal of the game, too. I mean, this team's start has been the big key throughout this whole playoff run.
Yeah, we've been able to get good starts in, that one game against Stockton, which I loved our start, and next thing you know, you're down 2-0, but you had the ability to continue to play and battle back. But overall, it's always nice to get the lead. It's just the way the type of style we play, and to go into Alaska both nights up 1-0, I think with the type of game they play in their building, and the fans are very loud. I think it's the hardest building, certainly in this conference, to play in. To be able to go into the third period up 1-0 and 2-0 respectively tells you how well we're playing.
Now, to get that kind of start, it's easy to sit back and say we need to have a great start, and it's easy to say they've been prepared for this game and what's going to come at them, but at some point it's got to rest on the players' shoulders to get up and get ready and be mentally and emotionally ready for a big game.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, if you can't be ready for the start of a playoff hockey game, the conference final, then you're probably in the wrong business. And to be honest with you, the only start, I think, in we played now 12 games. The only start I didn't like was probably Game 3 at home against Stockton when we had that long break. Or not the Game 3, maybe the Game 2.
Utah.
No, Utah
at home.
There was one
You're
game that against we ended up winning that I didn't like our start. But other than that, I think we've been money on in terms of accomplishing certain things that we talk about pregame to get the start that we need, and it needs to continue here at home here Friday night.
We talk about him all the time, but LB, it just seems like whenever something maybe starts going this way for him, he finds a way to level it off, and he's leaned on, I think, his defensemen as much as anything, as the defensemen have leaned on him at some points this season.
Well, I think one of his strengths is his composure, and his ability to not let anything rattle him, whether, maybe he bobbles a shot and still recovers. I mean, they had a chance late with 2:22, I think, left in that third period where it was an easy save for him, and it got behind him, but he was able to recover from that. And I think anytime you have a goaltender that's able, going to make those saves, it gives the guys a lot of confidence, and that's the thing with, it doesn't matter what level you play at, there's going to be breakdowns. As a coach, there's no perfect hockey game. There's going to be breakdowns over the course of the 60-minute plus game, and your goaltender has to be there, and if he's not there, then, well, we wouldn't be playing right now. And that's it doesn't matter if it's Jonathan Quick in L.A. or, goaltender in the AHL Final Four. It doesn't matter. That's just how hockey is.
Yeah, the Aces are going with a platoon. I mean, they're using both of those guys back and forth. Your thoughts on that kind of coaching tactic? I would think you'd want to ride a guy if he's playing hot and he gets a win.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting scenario they got going there. And you never, obviously they've got an affiliation with Calgary with a goaltender that led Stockton to the finals last year. So he's proven at this level to be able to lead a team to get to the championship. And then you've got a Coleman, a veteran guy that's been around a number of years. So I don't envy their coach in terms of making those decisions. Personally, I'd prefer to go with one guy and ride him. But, you just never know what's going on internally to make sure that that rotation is going, and we're going to prepare for Waugh Friday night. It's his turn. He did win the game Friday night up there, and so he'll be the next guy in line for us.
3 games this weekend is the plan. One netminder for the Condors, at least right now.
I think LB is well equipped to play a 3-3. I mean, he's coming off junior seasons where he's played 60+ games, and he'll be fine. We're not, it's not ideal.
It's going to be tough to take him out of the net, right? I mean,
there's no. I don't even know why you're bringing it up. It's
a 3-3.
I think there's zero chance that LB leaves the net. So it's a question that we can certainly turn the page on.
All right, very good.
Yeah, I thought it was.
All right, Mr. Even Keel.
Okay.
What was your reaction after the OT winner on the bench?
I was pretty excited. I ended up.
Raise your hand. Did you clap?
No, I think I actually ended up hugging Murph, which
that's a little
was a little creepy. But
no, a little bit worse if you hugged Rusty. I think.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's all right to hug. It's all right if you're both wearing hockey jerseys and full equipment and helmets. But 2 men in suits, you don't see that every day.
Yeah, we usually shake each other's hand in terms of the whole staff. But when the puck went in, Murph was standing there, so I grabbed him and hugged him. And then slowly went down the bench and shook Andy's hand and then Rusty's hand. So,
I'm going to get a little more professional here. Hold on.
Right. No, it's it's an emotional time for us as coaches as well. And, every save, every scoring chance, and especially when you get to that overtime, you just got to keep believing that you're going to get the goal. And it's just an exciting time to know that, we're at nine wins now. And hopefully that number will keep climbing here starting Friday.
We talked about it in the Stockton series where the Condors started at home, were able to shut down the top line for Stockton, then went on the road, couldn't match up necessarily 5 against 5 on the road. Well, now it's kind of the flip scenario where the Condors already have the split on the road. Do you anticipate matching up line for line here at home with the series shifting back to Bakersfield?
Well, Murph and I have discussed what our plans are this weekend, but, we've talked about it. It is more difficult on the road, and you prefer on the road. My philosophy is you got to make sure you get your defense pairings out against the line you want as much as you can, which I think we accomplished that over the 2 games. I think in terms of the forward position, all our 3 lines can certainly match up with any of their lines. Do I have a preference? Absolutely, I do have a preference, and we'll see. We're going to put the game plan together over the next 48 hours, and we'll make a decision on Friday night in terms of who matches up against who.
In the playoffs, little lineup changes end up getting magnified. How did the return of Matt Thurber kind of shift things around for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, Thurb's been great. Kind of put him in slowly, to be honest with you. I know he wasn't real happy to start as a 10th forward Friday night, but he did miss 3 weeks, and there are guys that have been part of this and won a lot of important hockey games over the last 6 weeks for us. So, but I just found that as the game moved on Friday, I thought that he certainly, as we all know, has had chemistry with Collins all year. And I thought Millsy was showing some real good chemistry with those guys as well. So we went with that Saturday after the loss. I also thought that Watson was more equipped to play throughout the lineup as a so-called 10th forward, even though he probably, when you look down at the minutes breakdown, if we had it, he's probably up there with anybody, And so that just kind of worked out where we kind of did some maneuvering Saturday. And now, obviously, with Watson out with an injury, we'll have to do a little bit more maneuvering here on Friday night.
But you have some depth, and especially from the guys up front that were scratched. I mean, you don't have to reveal who's hopping in the lineup, but it seems like you have a couple different options based on what you want to do against Alaska. If you want the big body, you get McNeil. If you want the speed, you got Bennett. If you need some goal-scoring touch, maybe you got Holmberg in there. So it seems like you have a couple of different options back there that have been scratched here for the first part of the series.
Yeah, and usually at playoff time, when whoever you decide to put in the lineup, they usually come ready because they haven't been in there in a while. And I mean, you do worry to some degree about their conditioning over a length of time, especially with guys that haven't played yet. But Benny, for example, had some time early, and then McNeil just came out of the lineup. So those two guys are probably not worried about Holmberg. He'd be a little bit of a concern conditioning-wise, only because he hasn't played a lot of hockey as well. But we've made our decision. I mean, we know who's going to go in Friday night, and that could change Saturday. But to come back at home, smaller ice surface. I think it's important to probably get McNeil in there, just a bigger body, and he's played well. And, Benny's going to wait his turn, and, I'm sure he'll get his chance here as we move forward here.
Any advice you can give to Ryan Holt to kind of take it easy and settle down and breathe a little bit? He's very hyped up.
Well, he comes into my office before game 2 and complaining to me how stressful the coach's office is. And he left the office, and I said to Murph, he's telling us that there's some stress in the room. But that's just how it is.
It's hard on the radio.
It was tense. It was tense on Saturday.
It was tense.
It was a tense day.
I mean, as a coach, you enjoy the moment. The off days for me are the most exciting, or most when you have some downtime and you can just reflect on where the team has come, how much you've accomplished, all that. But once you get to that game day, the stress and the intensity is there because you just want to win the game so bad. And then it's just a game day compared to the off days to me as a coach anyway. I can't speak for a player, but as a coach, it's night and day.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure the shuttles were on time. That was job number one, and then after that, it was all
and then they
gravy.
were on time, and then you went to overtime, and you had to reschedule.
Yeah.
Well,
that was nerve-wracking.
Their broadcast Saturday night, was kind of talking about Bartle just before the face-off for the winning goal, where they were like, Bartle's working, really probably stressed out right now because he's, arranging different flights right now.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe they cursed that goal because 30 seconds later we were celebrating and we knew we were taking that same flight. So
there you go.
You were good. You were all set.
I was good. Who knew?
So you were stressed out, though.
I was stressed out like you wouldn't believe it. The fans were making fun of me on Twitter.
He put on about 10 pounds at Bakersfield food.
I'm a nervous eater. And I was going back. Thank you very much. I wish I had these. I even got a tweet from Totino's Pizza Rolls. That was up next on my platter.
Yeah.
When the overtime winner was, I just kept going back and forth to the fridge. Like, I'm not equipped to watch playoff hockey on my couch.
No.
I can't do it. I can't handle it.
And I was mad the concession stands closed.
Justin was responsible for the overtime in the first place because he kept talking all day about making sure that he got to his flight on time, and we kept saying, well, what if there's overtime? What if there's overtime?
Yeah.
And for the love of
Rusty
God.
Stickboy was wondering when he was going to get his cab to the airport. So
that's good.
Justin, we'll get you your cab. Well, what if it goes to overtime? Sorry, kid. Thanks. Appreciate it. Coach, we appreciate the time.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for popping by.
No problem.
Have some fun this weekend.
Try and enjoy it.
Yeah, hey. We're enjoying it right now.
Enjoying it right now.
You got to win.
Condors, Aces, Game 3 coming up Friday night. Game 4 Saturday night. Both games at 7 o'clock. Game 5 Sunday, 6 o'clock. Will be necessary. We'll be at Rabobank Arena. Mark Haas will join us next. We'll make some picks. We'll have some fun as well. We'll wrap the show. It's Condors Unleashed live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, California. Stay tuned.